and welcome to In the Chair with Claire. It's my new little invention for a Tuesday afternoon. Oh, and the time is 14:44 if you're into angel numbers. Now, I'm on my own at the minute because it's my little time in the chair with Claire, and I'm not a high-tech person, as most of you know that know me. Those of you that don't know me, you'll know that every time I touch tech, something happens. Whether that's a belief or not, I don't know. So I believe if you're on Facebook, you need to let StreamYard know, allow you to use StreamYard so that I can then see the comments pop up on StreamYard. So good afternoon to everybody this lovely Tuesday afternoon at 2:45, 14:44. I wanted to come on today because myself and Jules have been really, really busy in life and business. I know that we haven't posted that much lately, and I'm streaming right now into our membership, our paid membership, back to the mothership. I'm streaming into our free group, which is Navigating Life Through Space and Freedom, and I'm streaming into YouTube as well. Hi, Sarah. Long time no see. Lovely to have you on. How are you? Let me know how you are. And isn't it typical as you go live, Mark comes in with the dogs. So there's going to be some husky noises going on in the background. Hello, guys. Hi. Okay, go on outside. So, yeah, I wanted to come on and I wanted to talk about, obviously, space and freedom and about how I still find it hard and challenging to live my life with space and freedom because I'm still working through my conditioning. Oh, here's Mark as well. You're live on StreamYard, Mark, so don't swear or don't do anything that you shouldn't be doing. He's got his headphones on, I think. So today, yesterday, let me just tell you what myself and Jules were doing yesterday. Jules came to our house yesterday and we sat in the office, in the attic upstairs all day, working on the strategy with the business and working on our soul client. Because in our human design, hi Rachel, how are you? How are you feeling? Let me know. Working on our soul client and really talking to and thinking about how we want to. Obviously, this typical. Here's my mum. Mum, I'll call you back. I'm just on a live. All right. Mum, I've got no. It's for Julie. I'll see you in a bit. Bye. It's typical, it all goes off. Let me, but God love her. I've just dropped a Mother's Day flowers off because I didn't see her on Mother's Day. And I've been with my mum and dad this afternoon because part of me and part of my living was I was working here today on my stuff, ploughing through my to-do list, and then knew that my mum and dad were going local for lunch and coffee. So I thought, right, okay, as a business owner, as my own business, what brings me joy today? Working through my list or going to spend time with my mum and dad, having a chat with them and a coffee and some lunch. So it was like, oh God, going for lunch with my mum and dad really lights me up, and that's what I'm going to do. So I went, I had a lovely time with them, give me mum her flowers, and then I've come back home ready to go through what we need to do. So going back to what myself and Jules were doing yesterday is we obviously, some of you know us, some of you don't know us, and we are working a lot now with human design, with belief coding, as well as all of the other modalities that we've got in our tool bag of 50 years, because we're a pair of older ladies. We are wise women. I'm sure Jules will vouch on that for me when she comes on in a bit. I'll bring her on in a bit. So we've been working a lot for that. And obviously, 2 years ago when I discovered human design with one of my coaches, it was something that I knew about, but it's great to know about this type of stuff, but it's how are we living it and how are we embodying it? And I still have those challenges around, okay, don't go with what I think I should do. I should go with the gut and what I feel is right for me. Because as a generator 3-5, that is all about my sacral response, is the way to guide me through my life. And obviously there's a lot of deeper levels through that. And it's something that we can do in readings, and we can do in our VIP days for people to really understand and get to know the human design, but also to be able to embody it. And And this is where I want to I want to lead by example. I want to tell you that it's challenging for me. It's getting easier. But as a person that is actually into personal development, who teaches personal development, who's been in the world of personal development for 20 years, and it's only been the last 10 years I've gone deeper with it, it's still a challenge for me because I'm 47 and I've had so many years worth of conditioning that there's things within me still that are patterns and are beliefs of how I should be and how, you know, the world tells me how I should be. So I've just had a really good conversation with Jules and said, right, listen, I'm going to go into StreamYard, let our people know in the groups, let them know what we're getting up to. Hi, Katie. All right, so I can see you getting better as well. Brilliant. I'm getting distracted, aren't I, with the comments. You'll find that I fly all over the place, Open Head Centre and all that. So yeah, I said to Jules, listen, I'm going to go on. I'm going to do In the Chair with Claire and just talk about what we've been up to, because as part of my design and as part of who I am, I really am here to, you know, to communicate with people. I've got a defined throat center, and or everything that comes from me comes obviously out of the mouth, like everybody. Obviously, we've got to say what we truly want or need for it to manifest. And for me, I absolutely love speaking. I love teaching. I love sharing messages with people. So if I ever listen to a podcast or if I ever hear a really great quote, it's about how can this has made me feel so good. So how can, or give me more education. So how can I then communicate that to other people in a simple way? So that they can understand it and they can change if they feel like they need to change in life, and if they feel stuck or if they feel lost or they just really not knowing, they feel stressed, they feel like they've got no space and freedom, just like me and Jules did all of those years ago. And there are still times when I still feel like that. I felt a little bit like that on Sunday afternoon for some reason. I don't know why. And I just allowed myself to sit with the sadness on Sunday afternoon. And I just allowed it to work through instead of trying to plow on and fix myself or having a drink to numb the pain. It was like, just, this is how you feel today, Claire. So just feel into that. And then I woke up on Monday, and because I'd give myself that time and space to feel the sadness, not necessarily know why, but I felt much better yesterday going into the strategy day with Jules. So yesterday was all about how we are going to run with our life freedom method, which is the method that is for fibro, and the method that's come out and been obviously born from Jules, the work Jules has done, I've done, and then with the clinical trial. We are so excited with how we're going to run with this clinical trial. It's absolutely amazing what's come out of this, and we want to be able to take it further, because again, it's just going back to we can change people's lives, not necessarily us, but the method will, with our support. And it needs to be able to go to the masses to make this a new offer of holistic alternative, an alternative holistic method, as opposed to just the medication side of things. And again, I'm not saying that there's no place for modern medical procedures or modern medicine. But this is an alternative. And I was inspired as well to come on today because I'll share it with you in the links. Hi, Mike. How are you? Lovely to have you on. At this, if you all, I think those that are on are really into learning about personal development and learning about nutrition and learning about well-being. And I've just listened to a really brilliant podcast by Stephen Bartlett with a guy called Dr. Will Cole. And he's just written a new book called Gut Feelings. And everything that this guy, Will Cole, was saying, really, really interesting, is exactly the type of stuff that me and Jules are working with. He was talking about how modern day stressors, like 70% of doctors' visits are down to stress. Now, whether that is stress, and it's all down to lifestyle, it's down to the foods that we eat, it's down to the chemicals that we put in our body, not necessarily, and we don't know what's chemical and what's not because we're not educated on it or not. And this is why me and Jules want to educate people on this. And also he was talking talking about the trauma that we can have from childhood or genetically from generations that's stored in the cells in the body, which causes the feeling of depression, of sadness, anxiety. There's so many, and he's a doctor, by the way, I can't remember, but he's a doctor of like food and nutrition. And what he's saying now is that most medical doctors are trained to learn to treat a problem with a medicine, with a modern medicine. Now, if they wanted to learn how to study nutrition or other holistic services, they would fail the exams for that, because they're only trained in one method of, you've got a problem, here's the medicine to fix that. But the thing is, it might get rid of the problem, but it will give you side effects in other ways. And again, he's not dissing modern medicine. He's saying there's a place for it, but there's also a place for this holistic stuff. There's also a place for education on food, on nutrition. And then he was talking about mental health and about how mental health, physical health, and emotional health all go together. So we've got to look after our physical body, because the brain is part of the body. And we've also got to look after our emotional health. So it was really, really interesting. And one more thing I just wanted to give you an insight into from that podcast, if you've not got time to listen to it, I would really recommend that you do, because it's such an honest and open account of what nutrition and how our lifestyle can affect the way that we live. And again, he's doing it from a holistic view. He's not saying it's all natural stuff, or it's all, no chemicals and it's no non-medicine. He's saying there's room for it all, and everyone is different. Everyone is individual. And how can a doctor predict your symptoms based on, say, a group of so many hundreds of people, when you're you and you're an individual? And it's all about what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another, because we're all individuals. But there's a different way of looking at well-being. It doesn't have to be going to the doctors for a tablet and then having side effects from that tablet that then lead you to have another tablet that then has side effects on that tablet. So it's about the lifestyle as well. And he talked about one more thing. He called it shameflammation, and he was saying about trauma formed from shame, guilt, fear from childhood, from situations where we've been physically, mentally, sexually abused, whether it's come through genetically through the cells and the genetics from our ancestors, that there's trauma stored in the body, which is absolutely what we talk about in the life reading method. It's what Jess Cunningham talks about in belief coding, that we can heal that trauma, and that when we find what part of the body is holding that trauma, how it can be released. And that is exactly what happened with Mike and Charmaine on the clinical trial. When they knew and they revisited what the trauma was and what the pain was in the body, that pain then left the body. And it sounds crazy, but it isn't. It really isn't. And this is like, we'll just keep banging on about this, because I've got all my friends are a lot of them are nurses, and they've been medically trained, and they're brilliant. One of my best friends is a matron in the Royal, and she's starting to open up to this lifestyle medicine as well. And they used to think I was balmy, saying about meditation and how it can help you, and how, it's been around for 10,000 years, and how it naturally can release dopamine and endorphins in the body within 60 seconds. It's been around for 10,000 years, and that's why it's coming back. It's so important. And I've had a client, Lorna, who's going to give me a testimonial this week. Her blood pressure was really high because she was in a high pressure job. She's been doing my meditation course for a few months now. Her blood pressure's come down because she didn't want to go on blood pressure tablets, because she knew that she could do it herself, and she's done it. So it's the whole education is about its lifestyle. Yeah, it's changed. There's beliefs behind those changes. Sometimes we don't know how to change, or we're scared of change, but we can help you change those beliefs around that, because life can be so much easier. It can be so much more joyful, and that we don't have to have tablets all the time that give us side effects. And the question that Dr. Will Cole said was a question that he asked his patients, and I think it's an amazing question. And it was something like, what works for you that makes you feel well, but without the side effects? So choose for you what helps you feel well without the side effects. Because what he found was that most modern medicine gives us a side effect. And I just thought that's so interesting, because with the natural holistic stuff, and eating well and less chemicals, then there's no side effects from them anyway, but the side effects from other stuff. So, okay, I'm going to bring Jules in. Do you want to come in, my Julie? I've missed you. I feel like I'm rambling on here.
Hi, Julie. Look at me looking like a bag of
Julie. Welcome to Claire in the Chair.
Claire, and thank you for letting me your first guest on Claire in a Chair. I feel honoured.
I know. And I thought, well, I said to Jules I was coming in today. I'm going to start coming on and speaking more, whether people want that or not. Someone might listen and take in something. And I obviously want conversations from you guys as well to teach us stuff, because obviously we don't know everything. There's different views all of the time. So I just want to read Liz's comment here. I heard a Steve Bartlett podcast recently on sleep. Oh, that's with Miss Dr. Steve Walker, is it? I think it is. Saying GPs get less than 2 hours training on sleep in their education, yet sleep has a massive effect on our bodies, emotions and hormones, therefore affecting weight, appetite, energy, and pretty much everything. It's so important we educate ourselves and take proactive steps to look after ourselves and our body. 100%. I'm sure his name's Dr. Steve Walker. He's from Liverpool, but he speaks with a posh accent because he's been living in LA for a long time. So that might be me soon. I'd love to live in LA. I might not come home next month when I go. Okay, sleep is a huge issue and is one of the main starting points for chronic. Is that you, Jules?
That's us. Yeah, I just typed that. Yeah.
Our body needs to rest and repair, and this happens when we sleep. Always here to listen. RH. Is there any more comments?
No, that's it. That's
it. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
You're running brilliant then, kid. I think you should have like a talk show or something, or a podcast even. Think of that. Just think of that. You tell them.
Well, we decided yesterday we're going to start a podcast, and when we decided, we started thinking about a name. So on that, I messaged my old previous co-presenter from Honest to God, Gemma Ray, who I absolutely adore. And we did 25 episodes in our podcast called Honest to God, and that still gets like a lot of downloads. And we just started that podcast for fun. So I messaged Gemma and said, listen, Gem, do you mind if I do a podcast with our Jules? Because we feel like this is how we will get our message out there around the work that we're doing quicker, and for people to be able to download or listen, or for us to be able to help people. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing, Claire. I'm so happy for you. Go ahead and do it. So I felt like I had Gemma's blessing. And I said to her, she can be one of the first guests on our show, because she does a lot of work on stuff around accountability and procrastination and journaling. And she's a proper clever lady who is very honest and will tell you about her struggles and also tell you about the joys of her life, because she's hilarious, isn't she, Jules? So are you calling it In the Chair with Jules and Claire? No, but I think in the chair with Claire, I think I'll do it as a weekly thing, live stream on it, yeah. And then because we were going to do in the what was it, Juba in the Uber, because you were always in the car.
Juba in the Uber because I'm always bloody driving.
You're always giving people's lifts. But no, we're just thinking on the name, but it's going to be something really simple.
We know what the name is, but we're keeping it a secret.
We're just keeping it a secret for a bit because we're just going to test it out, aren't we? But it's dead simple, and we just want it to resonate with all you lovely people, and just like normal people, just like us, just everyday people who want to have some type of change in their life for the better, and who want to, who are loving and want to help others, but also want to help themselves, because if we don't help ourselves, we can't help others. So yeah, we just want it to resonate with lovely, normal people who might be in pain or might feel stuck, and just feel like there's no other options out, but also do it with some fun as well, because it's all about fun for us as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great time to stop and just reflect on what we're doing, because we're going like a million miles an hour at the moment, aren't we? And
yeah,
it will force us to stop in a way that we can share what we're doing.
We can share what we're doing, and we can repurpose it, because again, it's about repurposing content and not having to keep producing, like, using our time up to educate and to talk, that we can spread it across different channels, but also connect with more people, and obviously connect with yourselves. What are you giving yourself there?
Lemon oil.
You've just reminded me I've not drunk enough water today.
I haven't.
But I'm conscious I've got to go in 5 minutes. I've got to go and pick the school kids up. But I just wanted to talk to you about, because I know we're live streaming into our private membership group, Back to the Mothership. And just to let everyone else know who's not in the membership, the stuff that we've got going on for April and the type of stuff that we deliver. So for those of you who've got that ready now, it's all uploaded now, isn't it, Jules, into the page, if the website's up and running?
Back office, yeah. It's all in.
So I'm going to be coming in live and doing a Zoom on the 4th of April on the emotional cycle of change, because we've had quite a few people in the last 3 months going through some type of change, whether that's losing weight, whether it's leaving a job, whether it's moving house, whether it's leaving partner, or whether it's something dead simple like just introducing water into the week. And they feel like they're getting a little bit stuck, and they're getting a little bit, they're not moving forward, or they feel like they're moving forward and then they're taking 10 steps back. Does anybody else feel like that? And
I think the other thing just to add to that is as well, that you've talked about so many times, Claire, is that change doesn't have to be hard. And we are not here in the nicest way. We're very honest and we're very direct. We do it with kindness, and we do it in a way that will sometimes trigger people, because the whole point of it is to guide and lead them through into that change. And we know what has to happen to make that change, because we've done it, and because we've got the skill set and the knowledge to do that guiding. So the people that get triggered, we all get triggered at some point. We still get triggered now. And owning that and understanding where that trigger comes from, and is it a belief, is it learned, is it something that's sometimes the truth can hurt, and sometimes realizations can be a real shock. And so these kind of realizations sometimes can create a reaction, and I think that's also then part of the stuff that you're going to do around the emotional the
emotional cycle of change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so helpful. I was introduced to this when I worked in QVC about 18 years ago, and it made so much sense to me to know that all of the emotions around denial, betrayal, feeling like a victim, feeling like you're stuck, not knowing who you are, that's normal to go through them when you are going through change, but then that you can go through to the other side about staying curious, making it happen, moving forward. But we can do that in so many different ways in so many areas of our life. But you can get stuck and think, oh God, I've made so much progress, and now I've swung right back to the old habits, or I'm back in victim mode, or I'm back in denial. So I thought, you know what, let's do a session on that, so that people in the group feel comfortable with where they're at, because it's a process that we go through those emotions. You can't just skip certain emotions. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to be triggered. It's just about not staying there so long. It's about moving on, because in life and being humans, it's all about moving forward. It's not about getting stuck.
It's about moving the energy through.
Moving it through, yeah. So that's on the 4th of April. For those of you that's in Back to the Mothership, I can't wait for that. Then we've got Mindset and Full Moon Ceremony. That'll be me doing a live on the 6th of April. So really setting our intentions and getting rid of anything that doesn't serve us, getting rid of the shit. And then we're going to have an Easter break. We commence on the 10th of April because we all deserve a break, and hopefully get to spend some time with loved ones and family and friends. Then Jules, you're coming in to do human design to date. Any Q&As on that, so that anyone in the membership knows where there are, because I know there's such a lot of information with human design, and that's why we're choosing to educate people on it over a year, because we don't want to overwhelm them with what we've got to teach. Then there's going to be new moon posts and new moon rituals on the 20th of April. It's actually a new moon today, so you'll find the new moon video is there for you today to go through setting your intentions and what you plan for this new moon. And it's all about new beginnings. It's the spring equinox, new beginnings, new relationships, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, and hopefully the weather might get a little bit better here in the UK. And then we've got the lovely Lou Richmond coming in on the 24th of April to do some card reading, intuitive card reading, I think it is, isn't it?
I think we're going to just ask them what they want, because
we'll ask you, yeah. So let us know.
Womb healing this month, and then so whatever the mothershippers would like this month, they will get from there. And also there'll be Q&As on where they are with the life audit so far. And I've put this in the back office. The life audit, at the moment, they are the only people in the world that are having access to this, and this is part of the Life Freedom Method as it is now, which will potentially become this will potentially become licensed at some point, and part of that transformational process from taking people from, well, we know that it's part of the process that has taken people in this trial from being disabled to not disabled. And whilst we're using it for fibromyalgia, it's actually applicable to anybody and everything, because bottom line is it's about looking after this human suit and the emotions and everything else that goes on in it. So we'll be doing that as well.
My husband's gone whoop, and then someone else has put love this.
Oh, Michael, he is our whooper.
He's lovely, isn't he? He messaged me before asking me how I'm getting on with something that we worked together on in belief code and training last week, and I said to him it's going really well. So it's been good. I'm just conscious I'm going to have to go because
right, well, let's go, because Clara the Chair has been an absolute delight.
Thanks. So I'll come on again. So those of you that are in the groups and are following, feel free to share this. Feel free to invite people into our free group, Navigating Life with Space and Freedom. Anyone in our Back to the Mothership, if you watch, and please go and check out the April information that we've got on. There's absolutely tons of stuff in the back office, and you've got the life audit program in there that's soon to be going to be licensed and accredited, and also my modern meditation. If you've not took that up yet, go to that, learn how to meditate, learn the science of meditation, and learn a practice. And you don't even need an app to do it. Once you've done it, you can just do it on your own, or not, or you can do it with me. And if I annoy you, that's okay. Just unfollow. Honestly, I don't mind. I used to obviously mind, but I'm all right now. I'm all right with that, because I know I'm not for everyone. Yeah, so I'm okay with that. It's took me about 45 years out, 47 to not be okay with it, but yeah. Hello, gorgeous ladies. Missed you. Who's that? Is that Lindsay Murphy? I bet, yeah.
Don't know who it is.
She's been
let's have a look.
Schmoozing in Dubai, hasn't she?
Let's have a little look. I've got... Oh, don't know. Hang on. Oh, for me, it's Laura. Laura F.
Oh, is it? Hello, gorgeous girl. Laura, so anyway, I'm going to have to go. We've missed you, Laura, as well.
Your absence has been noted.
Sarah, I love you too. I think you're inspiration. You know what? Everyone who's in our group, and every single one of you that come into our life and into our energy, we love you all. You're all an inspiration. And if we can help you and you can help us, and that's what it's all about. So sending you a lot of love. Thanks for joining me, Claire, in the chair on a Tuesday. Thank you, Jules, for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, you old sauce pot, and I'll see you in the morning.
I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you in the morning because you're coming to Liverpool again, aren't you? Got 2 meetings tomorrow, important meetings. Okay. Mwah. Sending you lots of love. Bye.